YouTube, what's going on? Thank you for clicking on the video. We've had a ton of Modern Warfare 3 leaks over the past week or two, confirming everything from maps and weapons in the game to the actual logo, all before Activision have even publicly acknowledged its name. But now we're starting to get our first set of leaks for Warzone, and how that's likely to change after Modern Warfare 3 launches in November. MW3 is a Warzone creator for the Toronto Ultra CDL team with over 300,000 subscribers on YouTube, and he's talked publicly about being involved in multiple playtests and creator feedback sessions with Activision over the past couple of years. He shared multiple updates on Warzone 2 before that release last year, including the integration of bots, removal of loadouts, 6v6 map, POIs, and more. But now he's back with news on Modern Warfare 3's integration into Warzone, which is expected to happen later this year, early in December, and things are sounding pretty exciting. MW3 dropped a tweet last night saying, "New Warzone map coming in Modern Warfare 3 looks amazing. Slide cancelling is in the current build. It was also in Modern Warfare 2 but was removed. No giant hill in the middle of the map, tons of buildings and POIs unlike Caldera, lots of areas that look memorable. I think it will be a lot of people's favourite map." Before we dive into that a little more, it's worth noting that even though he has been involved in multiple of these playtests and invite-only Activision activations, MW3 has been pretty outspoken about the state of Warzone 2, so to see him getting excited over these early updates is a really promising sign, but that's not all. He followed this up by saying the downtown area of the new map is very Verdansk-like, with the biggest building being Overwatch from the original Modern Warfare 3 DLC pack, and Countdown from COD 4, the map from the No Fighting in the War Room campaign mission with all the missile silos, is also a point of interest on the map. We know that Call of Duty love repurposing old assets for these nostalgia twangs on their Warzone maps, as we've seen multiple times already across Warzone 1 and 2, and it's really exciting to hear that we're going to be getting more of these fan favourite assets returning in Warzone in the near future, in what will hopefully be an opportunity for the game to kind of reboot when it comes around in December. Just to interrupt real quick, if you are still watching the video, you're clearly interested in Warzone and Modern Warfare 3 news alike, I'm going to be covering all of the news, leaks and updates on this channel over the next few months, so drop a like for more of this content, let me know in the comments whether you're more of a multiplayer or battle royale guy, and subscribe to stay up to date with everything Call of Duty moving forward. Going back to MW3's tweets, he also expanded on the new map, saying that there's less open fields and more building-based battles, tons of opportunity for regaining, and a ton of Verdansk inspiration with little to no inspiration from Al Mazrah or Caldera. While this is maybe a little surprising, I personally think this is great news and hopefully a sign of learning from mistakes for Call of Duty. Everyone knows looking back that Verdansk objectively had its design flaws, right? It wasn't a perfect map by any stretch of the imagination. There were lots of issues with rocks and skyscrapers, a number of POIs such as Dam and Quarry, where getting caught in the wrong place at the wrong time towards endgame just meant certain death. There was no way that you could scale certain areas of the map and you were guaranteed to die to zone in those situations. But that said, Caldera and Al Mazrah just haven't really hit the mark on replicating that real life, modern, war-torn kind of city vibe that we had with Verdansk, where we had lots of POIs and buildings that provided safe havens for campers and cover for rushers alike, that supported lots of different play styles but still felt very fun, very gritty all at the same time, and overall allowed you to kind of play the map at the pace that you wanted to play it. You didn't have to go out and get overexposed if you didn't want to, but at the same time you had the opportunity to rotate around all of these POIs and buildings, running into other aggressive players or hunting out those sentinels in the process. One other thing that we can take from this that was pretty much confirmed anyway is that we shouldn't expect a Verdansk return anytime soon on console or PC. The fact that they're already taking inspiration from Verdansk into the new map clearly shows that they recognize where the community sort of fell in love with the game. But that said, Verdansk will of course be the map that's launching on Warzone Mobile later this year, and a big part of the attraction, a big part of that whole marketing campaign is the exclusive opportunity to play Verdansk on Warzone Mobile there and absolutely nowhere else. So hopefully those lapsed players who might not be interested in coming back to Caldera, Al Mazrah, whatever this next map is going to be, they might be willing to pick up Warzone Mobile, download it and just give it a try and feel like they're back to the glory days. One thing that was left unconfirmed from MW3's tweets on the other hand is whether or not the new map is in fact going to be the long-rumoured Las Almas map, which has been potentially leaked months ago and possibly even teased in the Modern Warfare 2 campaign. The Las Almas Warzone map was leaked by Insider Gaming's Tom Henderson earlier this year, but it does still remain officially unconfirmed at this point. I've seen Modern Warzone, Charlie Intel, and a couple of other well-known leakers talk about Las Almas as a concept. But that said, if we think back to the Black Ops Cold War integration into Warzone, we had plenty of rumors and again almost confirmation that we were going to be getting this Ural Mountains map as the next Warzone map, and instead we ended up getting Verdansk 84. So it remains up in the air whether or not it's going to be Las Almas or some other map. I go as far as speculating as saying that from the vibes that we've seen of Las Almas in the Mikado 6v6 map, in the Modern Warfare 2 campaign, in the Guerrero Ground War map, these vibes of like rural Mexico City just don't really tie in with that kind of like washed out look of Countdown and Mission, which are sort of in much more urban locations in those respective maps. So maybe we should expect something entirely new at this point. We may not be getting the Las Almas map that's been talked about for a while, but we'll have to wait and see a little bit longer to find out on that. Post-edit Adam here very quickly just to say it probably is the Las Almas map. I recorded this video last night. Call of Duty released the Modern Warfare 2 Season 5 trailer today, which included this footage of what is actually supposed to be the Las Almas map. You can see what's supposed to be favela in the background. The whole color scheme and the vibes are a lot more in keeping of what we've actually seen of Las Almas so far. So yeah, I'm probably wrong about that one. Back to your regularly scheduled programming. MW3 did have a little bit more color to add, saying that the game looks exactly like Modern Warfare 2 but improved, and hoping that they make animations smoother / faster. This presumably means that he hasn't played it himself and perhaps has just watched a dummy run through on a call with developers or something along those lines. And he also expanded saying, honestly, wouldn't be surprised if they tried pushing the player limit past 150 again. Now, 200 player caps is something that we trialed for a short while in Verdansk. I remember it feeling really fun, really busy, but I don't think we ever had that on Caldera. Of course, the player count was actually reduced from 150 to 120 eventually on Caldera. Much of that, I think, coming down to lobby stability issues and problems with the server, where players were lagging, disconnecting, the game quality just felt poor. But again, in my opinion, this is great to see. Of course, it is just speculation at this point, but one of the things that felt so great about Warzone when it initially launched was that it pushed the battle royale genre even further. Fortnite, of course, was the market leader at the time. Even Fortnite then and now still has 100 player caps on the map. So the idea of having 200 player lobbies, something that big, that grandiose, and that another level up in chaos, that honestly is really appealing to me, and I think it sounds really fun. Also feels like the vast majority of the community are in agreement that the movement and animations are too clunky in their current format, and that feeling of fluidity that we had in Warzone 1 or Modern Warfare 2019 was a huge staple of the Warzone series, and it's completely non-existent right now. I mentioned in an earlier video covering all of the Modern Warfare 3 leaks that we've had so far that much of Sledgehammer's approach to the design seems to be repealing some of the decisions made by Infinity Ward around the movement system, as opposed to starting from the ground up. And honestly, if we can just reduce some of those aim down sight, sprint to fire, strafe penalties that we currently have, increase the overall speed of animations on the game, and perhaps add like reload cancelling back in, then I think we're onto a winner in my books. Slide cancelling, look, you can take it or leave it. I personally don't really care for it. I think it's a little bit cheesy, and I know that the more casual side of the player base has a particularly big gripe with that mechanic, but you could have slide cancelling without resetting your tac sprint, which was the whole real perk of abusing that mechanic in Warzone 1. It allowed you to continuously sprint around the map, and of course it played into the whole system where, yeah, you could break cameras with movements like the slide cancel and B-hops, and when you combine that with the TikTok kids running around hitting YY 24/7, things did start to look a little bit ridiculous at points. But I honestly think it's a happy medium where Sledgehammer and Raven should try to land, where you can cancel your slide but it doesn't reset your tac sprint, so you can move about the map quickly without the risk of being punished. You can react quickly to danger, get your gun up very quickly, as opposed to now where ADS times can take multiple seconds, and this really would just give you more outplay potential in gunfights that rewards good aim, so long as you aren't hampered by those horrible ADS and sprint to fire times that we're dealing with right now. A couple of known leakers have corroborated MW3's tweet saying that everything that he said is right so far, but that is pretty much all that we have on Warzone's next integration right now, and we're probably going to have to wait a little bit longer to be drip fed information over the next few weeks as we get closer to the Modern Warfare 3 reveal and official launch. Let me know in the comments what you think of this news. I might be getting sucked into the COD cycle, but this all sounds really promising to me at this early stage, and honestly, if I could take everything here at face value at this point, I would, but with how the initial Warzone 2 launch panned out, who knows how that's going to go. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more Modern Warfare 3 and Warzone news over the coming weeks. I appreciate you for checking out the video, and I'll catch you in the next one.